Hey friend, it is Brandon Gustafson with Assisted Living Investing. Excited to have you here with me on the channel today and go through a topic that I hear a lot from a lot of people. It is how to get started in assisted living. So let me get things going on here. For those of you that are new, Assisted Living Investing is here. We're here to help you help beginners learn how to start their assisted living business. My goal with everything that I do is to help you launch your assisted living business in the next 12 months. It's what I'm focused on doing and what I'm trying to do to help you get started on your journey to help you achieve your goals, time and financial freedom to get where you want to be. So I am going to share my screen and also make sure that this gets over to the Facebook group. And sorry, lots of things going on with this thing. Add that to the scene. While I am getting this shared over to the Facebook group, I want to remind you to get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, and get your free business plan checklist. We're going to have a ticker going across the bottom, and you'll also be able to, I've got the link up here. That checklist is a lot of what we're going to be talking about today. It's how you can get started, how you can move things along, and get to where you want to go with things. So let me make this public. We're going to grab the link, share now. Sorry about this. I had this all planned out in my head, and then and then stuff happened. Let's see. Okay, we'll post that there. That should now be on the Facebook group. So we should be getting this going live and everything's good. So to give you a little more background about me, who I am, and why you should listen to me, I guess. My name is Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate two assisted living facilities. I live in Salt Lake, and my facilities, one is in Colorado Springs and the other is in Nampa, Idaho, which is near Boise. So I operate those remotely and have experience doing that since 2020. So 3.5 years now, as of the recording of this video. And I love the ability to kind of go in there and help people out through that process, and just like the impact that we could have on our residents, our staff, everybody. And then I created assisted living investing to help people, help beginners get started, because I love coaching. I love mentoring people. I have been in the healthcare world for over a decade. I have a master's in healthcare administration and have worked for a lot of nonprofits, large companies, and things like that, doing a lot of data analytics, but also have exposure to a lot of different areas. I've also secured over $1.5 million in SBA funding to help me acquire these facilities. So I have a lot of experience there to help get things going where they need to go. And yeah, just have a lot of experience and love sharing it with people like you to help you get moving along your path to launching your assisted living business. If you're a newbie and you're here just kind of trying to learn how to do this, where to start, which is what we're talking about today, make sure you type in newbie down below. And if you're an operator, then type in operator. And I would love to hear from you and your experience in getting started and how you got there. So comment your story down below as well. Now, let's get into the topic for today's video. A lot of what I teach, it boils down to 5 pillars. And today we're going to focus on the first pillar of the program, of what I teach to people, because it's where you start. It's what you need to do. It's going to create the base, the foundation for everything that you're going to do. So in here, we're going to be talking about your vision, where you want this to go, 3-5 years down the road. What do you envision for yourself to get there? We're going to be talking about creating a business plan, which really is the foundation for everything that you're going to do. The third thing is underwriting, making sure that you are comfortable with the numbers and you have a good investment ready to go. And the fourth thing is market research, just making sure that you have the spot that you want to get into. So inside of the first pillar, these are the 4 things that we're going to be chatting about. And let's start off with vision. So your vision, what it is, what I suggest that you do is get it out of your head. It's so easy for us to have things and think inside of your head. Oh man, I want to have 3 facilities. I want it to look like this. I I want to build something incredible over here. I talk to so many of you in our strategy calls. You can sign up for one of those at assistedlivinginvesting.net/strategy. Free call to kind of dive into where you're at and see if I can help you out or not. But in there, I love talking with you and getting catching your vision. It's so exciting for me to hear what you all want to build. It's very just like encouraging. It helps me want to do better as well. So I know that you watching this, you have this incredible vision. You know what you want to do, and you want to make something incredible and can do that. But what you need to do is get it out of your head and get it on paper, get it on digital paper, or whatever it is. You need to get it out of your head so that you can process it a little bit better. It's going to become more clear to you. And in the exercise of getting that out of your head also helps solidify it in what you're trying to do. So that's what I really suggest that you do is you get that thing out of your head and write it down. Talk about it with people as well. That's what doing these strategy calls where I have conversations with you and you're telling me about it, like that is helping solidify it in your mind. And a lot of you, I hear this from so many people that they don't feel like they can talk to anybody else about it. But in our conversations, you can. Which, like for me, like thank you. I love that you feel confident enough to and comfortable enough to share that with me. But you can share it with other people. Start talking to people. Start opening your mouth and talking about it because that's what's going to drive you to actually achieve that vision. Don't be scared. Some people are going to laugh at you and say, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Most people are going to be like, that is a really cool idea. Like, keep me posted on how it's going. Like it can feel scary. It really can. I get it. But a lot of people are actually going to be very encouraging. It's going to help you out through the process. It's okay to talk about it and get it out there into the world and and let people know what you want to do. What I suggest you do though is do this like 3 to 5 years in the future and think about what you want that to look like 3 to 5 years in the future. Do something that's a little bit more near term. The reason why I say doing like just 3 to 5 years and not 10, 20 years in the future, our brains are really, they can't conceive what that looks like, 10, 20 years in the future. 3 years, 5 years is even maybe a little bit too far, but 3 years, we can conceive of what can happen in a 3 year period, and we can really build that out. There's several great books about this. One that I love is the 12-week year, and it helps you build that vision for what you want things to look like 3 years, 5 years in the future. Bring it back to a year, and now let's start breaking this down into 12-week chunks or a quarter of the year type chunks, and start really making some progress on it. So that's a great book. I will try to link that down below for you after the YouTube video goes live. So it won't be on Facebook, but it will be on YouTube. So make sure you go and grab that if you're interested, because it's one of my favorite books. I absolutely love it. But there's a lot of books that kind of go into the idea of doing that. Okay, so that's your vision. That's the first thing that you want to do is build that vision so that you know where you're going. Create that roadmap for yourself, help you get to where you want to go. The next thing is building a business plan. And this is the thing, this is actually what I call this pillar, is the business plan pillar. It builds the foundation for everything that you want to do inside of your assisted living business. It's going to give you the clarity that you know what to do, gives you the roadmap for what you're going to build with this business. But it also gives you something that you can go and hand to somebody else, a lender, investor, partner, whoever it is, and say, this is what I want to do. This is what the business is going to look like. And the other thing that I think a lot of people they get caught up in is, I can't build that business plan because I don't have the property. I don't have the right place for what it's going to look like. I don't know everything. That's okay. You don't need to know everything to start building this business plan. You can really put all of these things together, and then you can iterate, you can change, you can make updates to it as you go. But getting it out on paper, starting to build that, is going to build the foundation for what you need to do. And we've got the ticker going across. I'll have links and things. If you're on Facebook, comment, I think it's plan, and reach out to me and I'll get you the link there. Or you can also just reach out to me on Facebook and we'll get you links for the business plan checklist. But this is really one of the things that checklist is going to really help you get to where you want to go. So assistedlivinginvesting.net/BP checklist is how you can get that. And also I have the business planning guide. So assistedlivinginvesting.net/BPG for business planning guide is a course that is all about what we're talking about today. So make sure you go and check that out as well. There will be links on YouTube. And if you want something on Facebook, message me. Anyways, in the business plan, you're going to be identifying who you're going to serve. You want to be talking about who that, what population. Do you want to serve the elderly? Do you want to serve somebody that's mental health? Do you want to do something that is special needs? Who do you want to serve? And you want to write that down. You want to get clear on exactly who that is that you want to serve. You want to identify how many beds you want to have. Do you want it to be a small care home that's 2, 3, 4, 6 beds, or do you want to have a 16-bed home, or do you want something that is 30 plus beds, and you want something that's really nice, but it's 30 plus beds? What do you want that to look like? How many beds do you want to have in your home? You want to identify that. What you're trying to do here is get clarity. You might have an idea in your head, but like we just talked about in the vision exercise, you want to get that out of your head. You want to put it down there, and you want to make sure that that it's on paper. It's going to help solidify things in your mind. And you might put on the paper, I want 6 beds, and then you look at it and you're thinking about it, and you're like, maybe I don't want 6, maybe I want 3, or maybe I want 12, or it kind of lets you put it out there and lets you look at it outside of your body. Put it on a piece of paper, and then is that the right number for me? Is that the thing that I want to do or not? And then you can make changes from there. That's why it's so important for you to kind of get these things out of your head and put it on there. It also, like I mentioned, it's something you can give to other people. Give it to your spouse, give it to a family member, have them look it over and tell you if you're crazy or not. Go talk to your uncle that has a successful business and be like, this is what I want to do for my business plan. I'm not asking you to invest in it, but can you read through this and tell me, does this look good to you? Get feedback. There's so many places where you can go and get this feedback, but building that business plan, it really is the foundation of everything that you're going to be building here as you start your assisted living business. It's something you got to do. You got to figure that out. Make sure that you are doing this the right way. Get the business plan checklist in the links below, or the ticker that's going across. Make sure you grab that, because it's going to give you what you need to help you get started in building this business plan. Okay. Next thing is underwriting, and this is a phase. This is something that kind of fits into this phase, and it's also extremely important. Underwriting, for those that are unfamiliar with the term, is it's kind of looking at it and seeing if it's going to make sense from a financial perspective. You are running the numbers. You want to just make sure that it looks good before you move forward with things. So you can get my free underwriting calculator. Just go to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net. There's buttons all over the place for that, or you can go directly to assistedlivinginvesting.net/calculator, which I have right here on the page that I'm sharing. So go grab that. A great resource. It's the tool that I created as I was getting into it. And I mentioned the business planning guide. There's a section in there that goes really deep into actually how to use that calculator, because for those of you that are new to Excel and spreadsheets and things like that, it can feel overwhelming. So that business planning guide course goes through how to really work that out. So what you're trying to do here in the underwriting stage is ensure that you have a profitable investment, that your opportunity is profitable. Because you might in your business plan write that you want to have 6 beds, but you're trying to do Medicaid and your debt service is $5,000 a month. And you start running the numbers and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. What I don't want people to do is to get down the path and be like, this is my vision, I want to do it, I'm going to figure it out, and dang it, 6 beds is going to make it work, and we're going to be fine here. And then you get into it, you're operating for 3 to 6 months, and you're like, this is the worst decision I ever made. Like, I don't have any money. I'm super stressed out. There is nothing at the end of the tunnel. You want to spend time in this phase, underwriting, and making sure that things work from a financial standpoint. As much as you want to help people and serve people, and that's why you're getting into assisted living, you still have to make sure that you're making a profit and making sure that you understand everything. I have a ton of videos that kind of go into the major expenses of assisted living. So make sure you go to my channel, search for those things. I have too many for me to like link back to here, and linking on a live just doesn't work very well. But go look for those because they're going to help you understand what those big expenses are. And the biggest one is your wages, what you're paying your employees. So you want to make sure that's in there. You want to make sure you have a good idea of what your debt service is, maybe your insurance, the food, the amount of food you're going to be paying, amount of food you got to be buying for people as well. And there's a fifth one, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But you want to understand what those are compared to how much money you're going to be bringing in. And is it going to work for you? Is it going to be profitable? You want to check those things out. You want to also get a good understanding of how much money you're going to need to get started. And this is something I talk to people a lot about this. I would suggest that you get 2 to 3 months worth of operating expenses up front. Now, if you go the route of getting an SBA loan, you can build that into it. Or if you're doing something by yourself, you want to try to kind of get things started. You have the house, maybe you still want to do the underwriting to make sure it's going to be profitable and figure out what those upfront monthly expenses are going to be for you so that you can put into your budget, 50, 60, $100,000 so that you have it there to draw on when you got to make payroll and things like that as you're getting the beds full. That's something you want to make sure that you do. But this underwriting phase is how you figure out exactly how much money you need to help you get started there. And understanding those expenses, we just kind of went through all of that as well, is the other thing here. The more time you spend doing that, and a great way to do this is get on LoopNet. Go look for a property that looks kind of like what you want to be buying. It's a 10-bed facility in I don't know, Wisconsin. And you've decided that's where you want to be. And you go and you find that thing and you talk to the broker. And even if you're not going to buy this, go get it, sign the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, get access to their P&Ls and use that to help you get a good understanding of what those expenses might look for you, what they might look like for you as you're trying to get things up and running. That's one of the best ways that you can do this for free to figure out specifically for you what you want to do, that vision, that business plan that you created, making sure that those expenses are in line. That's a way for you to figure out exactly what they're going to look like. Go do that, and if you underwrite it and you're like, dang, this is the opportunity for me, then cool, like go for it. If you get it and you're like, you know what I need actually is 15 beds. I can't do this with 10. Then cool, you figured that out, and now you know what to look for. You've got criteria that you can do, which is my second pillar in finding the right property. We're not going to get into that today, but you're building that criteria so you can give that to a broker or somebody else to help you out through the process in finding the right property for you. So all of this is kind of building that base again to make sure that you're in a good spot. Okay, the next section here is market research. So with market research, and inside of the business planning guide, I talked about it before. I've got a link right here on the page, assistedlivinginvesting.net/BPG. One of the bonus items that you get inside of the business planning guide is a market research guide that I've created for you. That's going to go through and kind of give you some insight into how I would go about identifying which markets are good and gives you the resources, the links and everything so you could do this research on your own if I haven't already done it for you in the market research guide. I plan on updating that on an annual basis as well. So the one that's in there is about a year old, but I plan on getting something new out soon. And if you purchase that business planning guide, you get the updated version every time it comes out. So it's going to always be the most current version, plus old versions. We'll leave that available for you. Okay. Anyways, um, market research. This is helping you identify where your house is going to be located. And this is what I like to do is I start at a state level and figure out, okay, which states are a really good fit for me? Where are people going to retire? Where do people like to live? What's the political standpoint there? Because to be frank, more conservative leaning states have less regulations that you have to deal with. It's a little bit easier to operate in more conservative leaning states, regardless of your political standpoint, like that's just the reality of working in healthcare. Um, there's probably extra funding opportunities though if you go the route of a more liberal leaning state. So just want to be kind of clear there that it's something you want to take into consideration as you're doing your market research. You want to look at how much people are making, what's the age groups of people that are in there. So all of this is inside of that market research module inside of the business planning guide. But you're going to do this at a state level. Then you want to look down and dig down into some of the other, like kind of maybe the larger market areas inside of that state and see which one works best for you. And I'm not going to claim to, to know all of the different markets that are available, but suffice it to say, like I've even looked at states, I think it was North Dakota, it was either North or South Dakota, I can't remember, a few years ago. But I was like amazed to think there's actually like two or three pretty decently sized areas that I could look at in one of those states to give me an idea. And even somebody that lives in Utah, that's a relatively small state, I was thinking, oh, there's like just a spot in in one of those states. But in reality, there's a few markets, and you can really dive deep into those and start getting the metrics. There's incredible websites that give you this data. So you want to do that market research, figure out where you want this house to be, and then you want to set that house criteria as well that you created back in these other stages. But you're going to say, I want 10 beds. I want to serve an elderly population, so I need something that is a ranch style home that has no stairs on it. That kind of a thing. Big wide hallways, no basement. It kind of helps you set that criteria, so you can take, as I mentioned in pillar 2, going and finding the right home and getting that over to people that are on your team, a broker, an agent, whoever it is, to help you identify what you need at that point. So that's the fourth thing, if I'm remembering my numbers here. Doing the market research help you figure out exactly where you want that house to be. Okay, so if there are any questions, I know there's been a few of you that have been live here with me for a lot of the time that we've been on here. So thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask those. I've got some time to answer a few of those. But while you are typing those up, I want to remind those that that are watching to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well so you get notified when we put out this content. We are going live every Tuesday, put out long form content on Thursday, so I have a lot of information coming out to you. And then a lot of resources over on the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net. As I mentioned, I love coaching and helping people. I get the question often actually from people, why do you do this? Why don't you just like lean into assisted living? And I am like, I'm building out my portfolio. It's something that we're working on doing. But I love coaching people. I really do. I love mentoring and coaching. I have a good background in doing that. I taught at the University of Utah, ran an internship program, was a mentor for people in my graduate degree program as well at the University of Utah. I love getting in, helping people, and coaching you, and helping you along the way. If you want one of those free strategy sessions, get over to assistedlivinginvesting.net/strategy, and we can set up one of those. We just kind of go deep, and I see if I get a feel for what your goals are, what barriers you have, and see if I'm a good fit for you or not. And if not, that's cool. But if I am, I love helping you and would love to bring you inside of one of my programs and help you along the way. Because at Assisted Living Investing, what I'm here to do is help beginners like you learn how to launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. Like that's my goal. It's everything that I'm driving towards is helping you get to that point. So, want to remind you as well, get over to the website. Thank you for being here. Get over to the website, get the business planning checklist, assistedlivinginvesting.net/BP checklist, so you can get access to that, and it will help you along your journey. And does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you don't know how to get started? At assistedlivinginvesting.net, we're here to help you through the process, start to finish, to help you reach your goals, reach your dreams, and obtain that time and financial freedom that you've been looking for. Well, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.